Good morning. Welcome to Hookin' and Stitchin' Island Style. I'm Antoinette, your hostess, coming to you from Deer Island, New Brunswick, Canada, located in the Bay of Fundy. I want to welcome all returning Fiber family members, new Fiber family members, Island Yarnies, Yayas. First time here, maybe you've been here before and haven't quite made your mind up if you want to be part of the Fiber family. Well, if knitting, crocheting, yarn, island life, all that good stuff interests you, then click on the subscribe, the bell, and all, and hopefully YouTube will notify you when I upload a video, have a live, or post on the community tab. It's free, and it helps the channel. As the title says, hashtag Work the Whips 2025, Part 2. Early in the morning, I'm in my pajamas. You're getting it raw and uncut. I have to go to the mainland today. I have a CAT scan I have to have done this afternoon, and I have to go do some grocery shopping. So I want to get the second part out of the hashtag Work the Whips 2025. I got the first part. It's uploaded. It's processing now, so you'll see that sometime today, which is January 7th, 2025. I'm actually getting the year right. So I'm going to get a sip of coffee, and then we're going to dig right into these whips. In part 1, we did 8 whips, and a lot of those were big projects. And I do have some more big projects, but let's just get started. I'm going to drag this over here, and then you can see that's got some stuff in it, and I've got one more project over here. So in my koala bag, oh no, that goes in this here. That gets started in there. In my Australia bag, this was a project I think I showed you guys. The pattern is on my phone, so I'll get that out for you. But I started this when I was in Australia. Vicky, my Aussie sis, saw a sweater scarf and she really liked it, and she said, "Boy, I'd like one of those." So I asked her to pick which one she wanted. So I'm going to pull a picture up here so I can show you. It's by one of my favorite knitwear designers, a Canadian designer. And it is, let me find it here, downloads. Okay, yeah. It's the braided sweater scarf by Knititude Chantal. And that is the sweater scarf. Okay. Yeah, I've got to put that onto my tablet. It's being made out of Australian acrylic, and the color is Big Pink. I'm all tangled here, and I just got to start on it. It's going to be for her for their winter, which will be our summer. So I have time to get this done. Yeah, I've got yarn, and it's a really nice acrylic, and it's easy for. She can just wash it and lay it flat to dry. But that's the start. And that's the material, the yarn. So, excuse me. I'll mark this one down as the braided sweater scarf. I don't know how my audio is. I'm turning away from the mic, so I'm probably fading out. So, and this will go in the timeouts for a while until I get some of those other ones done. Because what I'm trying to do is the ones that I have that are 70%, I'm going to try to put some love to them and get them finished. I started this, yes, I know, I started that project, but it's a Christmas gift, and I just started it, cast it on, and these are I just got to find the picture here so I can show you. They are fingerless mitts. This is in black and white because I didn't print it up in color. And that is the version that I'm doing with the two colors. That is the version I'm going to be doing. This is version 1. You get several versions in this, and it has a left hand and a right hand. Okay, so the yarn I picked to do it in, I've just got the cuff cast on. I actually got to put some point protectors. Let's get the puppies here and put these on so we don't lose, because I'm doing them on 9-inch circulars, not DPNs. The pattern called for DPNs, but you can do it on 9-inch circulars as well. And they're on 3 That's one thing that my downfall by Child Goose is trying to see the needle sizes. I think it's 3.25. Oh, there it is in the 2 colors. So, but I believe $3 millimeters. Okay. The yarns I chose, and I'm making it out of bougie, was this here. This is a wool blend. Kind of Easter colors, but I thought the colors were pretty. That can be the main color. And this is the contrast color. And this is from one of my Aberdeen Wool's mystery bags. It's the Queensland Walkabout Organic Shetland Wool. 100% wool. So these will be warm when they're done. So we'll put that one down as Celtic Fingerless Mitts. Okay, and that one will go in the timeout because, like I said, I just cast it on, and it's a small project that once I get some of these big ones done, or I can work on the small project in between, just for something not so overwhelming, not so colossal of a project. So I'll just put this over here. Next we have 2 blankets. This one has been a long, ongoing project for quite a while. I started this when hubby was still alive, and this one is a Mary Mac. They're both Mary Maxim kits. This one here calls for 128 motifs. I think I've got like 60 done. I will show you the blanket. Sorry about the crinkling, but there's a lot to this. The way they're joined is very specific, so it's going to take, I mean, you can see all the motifs I have done in here. And the blanket, I'll show you what the blanket looks like. I'm sure you guys see, this is the teardrop Afghan for Mary Maxim. It's made with Mary Maxim, Value, and Prism. And that's the blanket. And I will get this done eventually. The colors I picked, this will be for my room for on my quilt rack. So we'll stick this in here. It's very tedious because, I mean, the motifs are small, but they're done in 2 colors. And then when you join them, if you look here, it shows you how they're joined very specifically. They're done in strips. There's long strips and a short strip. And here's some more of the center of the motifs that I've got to do the rounds on. I am using a size G 4mm hook. I'm using my Prim hook. And the yarn is Mary Maxim Prism, beach colors. And this is, I believe, Seascape. Again, the connection to the water. So I got that done. And we'll put this and I had originally got, the color I had originally got with this, it was like a wisteria, and I didn't think it went with, so I went through and I had this. This is from Hobie, one of their mega yarn balls in like a mint green, so I thought that went better. So that's what I switched over to doing. a lot of times I would take this into work and I would do a bunch of motifs. And I just stack them because they all have to be blocked. And believe me, it takes a long time to pin these out, block them, and then sew them together. So we'll put this one down as teardrop Afghan. So that's one of the blankets. And these will go, I put these in my bedroom cupboard just so I have room. The second blanket, I had a lot of other blanket kits. I either gifted them or put them in gift-aways, and they're all gone. The other one I have is, I had started this several times, but I need to watch a tutorial because mine just was not coming out right. And this is the Cat's Meow blanket, which a lot of people did for Boggy Creek. And mine is done in the rolls at Melange. And these are the colors that came with the kit. It's in the colorway Paparazzi and Premier Everyday Anti-Pilling Worsted in the color, trying to find the color here. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to open to see the color. Well, you can see the color. And if you look here, I'm using bobbins. Those are my Knit Picks bobbins. So we're gonna put down this one as the Cat's Meow. Those are the only two blankets that I have going other than what I'm doing on my Addy. So, no more blanket starts. Because a blanket's a big project. So that's two big projects. My goal is to have them done by the end of the year. This one, this is going to be on the list of to finishes. This is my broomstick lace strawberry shortcake shawl. It's 80% done. So I've just got to, I've got about 6 rows of the broomstick. And then I have to do the trim around the second panel and then just connect them. Sorry about that. You don't want to see this up close. I'm telling you, I've been out of bed since 6. Vacuumed the living room and dining room. Took down the dog kennel. It's going downstairs because we don't need any more. Move some furniture around, and you're getting me here because I've got to get a shower and stuff before I go for my scan. So put this down as broomstick cow. Okay, so that one's there. Then we've got some small projects. I'm just going to throw these in this thing here. Okay. Here I have a pair of socks. It was no, that's not a project. That's just a skein of yarn. I gotta go through. Put that over there. It's not a project. The only socks I have on the needles right now. I have one done. And I have the second one on the needles. And this was from my Mary Maxim kits, which I only got 2 kits. And I had 2 people that had 1 kits. And I found out why nobody was getting their kits. My credit card had got hacked. They sent me a new card. Didn't realize that I'd put this on my credit card, so I do apologize. And that's the sock. It's an unusual construction. Let's just say that a heel I'd never done before. So we'll put that down as the simple cup sock. So that one won't take long because, like I said, I'm on the second sock now. And the last one in this pile is a tutorial that I have got to finish. I had tried quite a few times before I left for Australia to get this done. I had worked on it, and it just was not working out right. So I've got to take a deep breath and go back and finish it. It is the last one in this book I had got. We've done last year. I've done all but one. This is the last one. And it is the Tree of Life dishcloth. Okay. And this is what I have done on it. Okay, because I've done part of it. As you can see, I've done the tutorial quite a few times. But we're going to get it done in this and finish this dishcloth. Because all the other dishcloths I gifted to people. Again, these ones here are just a lot of my whips are over halfway done. So just got to make a concentrated effort to get them done. Okay. And that is the Tree of Life dishcloth. So although right now we are at 15, but of the 15, half of them are over 50% done. Okay. I'm going to show you this one. It's on a stand. I'm just going to mark this down here. Okay. Hold on a moment. Dogs are barking. Okay. I'm back. I just had a delivery, and I had to message somebody that the package they were sending me came. So I'm just waiting to hear back from them whether I can do it on or off camera. Anyways, we've got 2 projects left. This one here is my first attempt at color work, and I bought this little thing here for working with color work, and it is the Arnie and Carlos Advent balls. They're charted. I've got one started, and it's sitting here. This is something I take into the living room. To work on, because as you can see, there's a lot there. The yarn that I'm using is West Yorkshire Spinners Bo Peep Luxury Baby Yarn. It's a DK. This was I won this. Least Ladybird a couple years ago. I won her Mega Wheel thing for her anniversary thing or Christmas. This was in the bag. Everybody was sending me, and those my colors, Ocean Palette. And then I paired it with Peyton's Astra. I had to order some of this from Michael's. I think it was Michael's I got it from. But those are the colors I put together. So mine are in teal and cream. And I used that. I got that stand for less than $20. I used a coupon, so it was well worth it. So that is the Arnie and Carlos Advent balls. Okay, as far as projects go that are actual pattern projects, that's it. There are 16. It's not too bad. The other thing I have is in my Mary Maxim Peony thing. What this is a collection of granny squares and squares and stuff that really have no set project. I started this one with my minis from my Fiona jar I had showed you. Okay, these are crocheted using a 3.25 or 3. I think 3.5. Here we go. Yep, 3.5 and E-hook, Clover and More. And what I'm doing is as I finish the square, I'm not using the whole mini. So I'm making one ball. As I finish it, I cut it and I attach it. So I'm making one ball for my leftovers, and that'll go into a project. And it's a solid granny square, as you can see. Very nice. It's merino nylon blend. And to me, this is going to be too nice to put in a blanket, so do a top, a sweater, cardigan, something with this. So I've got, I don't know, 3, 6, 8 done. And what took the most time was winding up the minis into a ball. I got a bunch of balls I wound up at I got out of the jar, so I'm going to the jars, taking the blues and the greens out, and that's what I'm going to use. So, it's in my little koala Australia bag. Then I had done this quite a few years ago. I had this vintage yarn, and I just made a bunch of granny squares, and I'm trimming them in black. This is called Cinnamon Ombre, and it's an old vintage yarn. And it was I can't remember it was vintage. You can't get the same more, but that was thing. And I've got maybe 12 or 14 squares like this, and then I made a bunch of smaller squares, just various grannies. Made some solids. And then I did these. Just change it. So this all, well, and you can see there's a whole stack of squares. I'm thinking these for bags. So just a bunch of them. This whole thing is different square projects. You know, mindless. Right here. So I got that one. Then I have this one. That was one of those all-in-one grannies from Red Heart. And I did it. I got 14 squares out of dog hair, out of the skein. And I only got a couple of them. I got another one that's kind of earth tones. And then I grabbed some white. So I'm going to try and connect these into a project. So I just call this my granny square bin. You know, just got a bunch of granny squares done, and then they could be made into a project. Let's get that one. Now, what's left is the square. These are my squares from the 2023 Happy Mail Advent Project. Darlene and I were partners, and she knitted all mine. And I'm going to put these together into a throw. Just a small lapkin. So that's what I'm using these for. Let me put these back in here. So this whole thing, and these are just, you know, this is what I call my mindless grab and go. When I'm sitting there having a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, watching TV or something, I can do them. This here is a bunch of squares that I have done for either tutorials or when I was doing the topsy-turvy. These are just a stack of just various squares. They're going to go into what's going to be called my manic blanket with the squares from the Happy Mail Advent Project. Like I did this one here, and it needs blocks so bad. It was the stained glass one from Bag O' Day. I did this one here, and like I said, it needs blocked severely. These were ones I did from the Topsy-Turvy Tri-Stitch Along, which was a combination of Tunisian crochet and knitting. So, and I had tutorials on my channel for these. I did those ones. Then I just did a granny square. And these were tutorials I did. Just squares. I kind of like this one here. So, the blanket is not going to have any rhyme nor reason to colors when it eventually gets done. It's something that, you know, on a cold winter's night you sit and join. And like I told you, I am on my Addy. I didn't include it in my whips because, excuse me, I'm going to keep track of how many skeins of yarn I managed to work through using the Addy to make blankets. Because cranking them out isn't that bad. It takes time, but not a lot. It's a lot quicker than me trying to knit them up. But what's going to take the time, I think, is connecting the panels and then doing the trim and then the knotting. But I'm going to keep track, so at the end of the year, see how many I use up. Goal, try and use up 20. 20 skeins of yarn. That'll make quite a few blankets. But that's pretty much what I have for whips. So there's my personal accountability. I am going to go on to the community tab, and I'm going to list the 16 and then put at the bottom, the bin of squares. And as I finish them, I get to put beside it, finished. But it's going to be my accountability. So with the post that I make for that, if you're up to the challenge, comment with your list of whips. And let's see if together we can work the whips 2025 and get a sense of accomplishment and kind of just deep breaths like, okay, we're not going to get this out of control with whips again. So I hope you enjoyed this, going through the whips with me. And again, it's my personal accountability to myself and to you to let's get these projects done. And if you're a monogamous crafter, hey, my hat's off to you. I'm not. And I have no shame in admitting that. So, hope wherever you're at, you're staying safe, you're healthy, you're happy, doing what it is that makes you happy. And remember, hug, smiles, and happiness. Pass it on. Make the world a better place each and every day. Be the light in somebody's dark day. Here's bye for now from Deer Island. I'll see you in the next video. I'm going to go get a shower and get out of my pajamas. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day.